New Zealand get the win, 47 points to 17 against Italy. A really fun game of rugby to watch, a much better performance from Italy. But before we do get into it, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really do appreciate all the support. The channel's growing so fast right now, and the All Blacks fans are really coming to the channel in numbers now, so I really do appreciate that. This was a bit of an early game for me today, but it was definitely worth standing up for 100%. Some good performances, but we'll get into that as well. And there will be player ratings coming out probably in the next hour or two, probably around half time of the Wallabies vs France game, so stay tuned for that one as well. So the game started off, Italy with a few nice early tries as well. Italy really came out the gate firing, and I said the one thing I did mention is that if Italy wants any chance in this game, they cannot allow the All Blacks to start strong. They have to be the ones starting strong, because for some reason with all these teams that play at home, they always find a way back in the game. And you saw it here. I mean, Italy with an early try, All Blacks level it up. Italy again kind of with the penalty there to make it 10 points to 7. But then after that, the All Blacks, it was just all Blacks from then on out. Italy did well to kind of fight back, bring themselves a little bit back into the game. But that being said, the All Blacks were just a much better team in that second half. But we'll go through the stats quickly and then we'll talk more about the game in general. So 7 tries to the All Blacks, 2 tries to Italy, 6 conversions for the All Blacks, 2 to Italy, 1 penalty goal for the All Blacks, 188 carries for the All Blacks, only 98 for Italy. This is kind of standard for Italy as well. They aren't a team that want to play too many phases, because the one thing I realized with Italy as well, they run out of ideas very quickly on attack, where a team like the All Blacks, they are coming up with ideas on the spot. They're trusting their individual ability as well. Some really good tries scored out wide for the All Blacks, and you can just slowly start to see that the All Blacks are starting to go back to that kind of fundamental base of trusting their individual skills first, where the last few years I thought the All Blacks were kind of, I wouldn't say they weren't playing with their individual skill and playing to their natural flair, but they were kind of focusing a lot more on the structured side of rugby, where they're always going to have a structure. They always can play to that structure, but you can see right now with this team, the All Blacks are playing a lot more to their kind of natural ability for some of their players. I mean, Will Jordan, Damien McKenzie, Ruben Love, Cam Roygod, Morby as well, who I thought was brilliant when he came on. These guys playing to their natural ability, getting the ball out wide. Even Buddy Proctor, who I thought was quite decent today. Just getting these guys with the ball in hand, in space, out wide. Artie Savia, Wallace Atiti as well. Anton Segner, who I thought had a good second half as well. For these guys, once they get the ball in hand, in space, they are going to be dangerous. They are going to be defenders. They are going to put the other guys around them in better positions as well. And that's what we saw. The All Blacks kind of spreading the ball wide, playing with a lot of flair, playing with kind of fearlessness as well. And I think it does help when you are playing against a team like Italy that maybe doesn't have the exact skill set to match your skill set, but still I would like to see a lot more from the All Blacks side, because it was really fun to watch. And you can just see that, like the All Blacks team from 2015 2016, that really good side, they would do the exact same thing, where they would play their style of rugby. It doesn't matter who they play against. So I hope to see a lot more of that from this All Black side. 11 line breaks for the All Blacks, 7 for Italy. 13 turnovers lost for the All Blacks, so still not where they want to be. 16 lost for Italy, definitely not where they want to be. But I think they had something like 30-something turnovers lost last week against Japan, so much better this week from Italy in that department. Turnovers 1, 4 for the All Blacks, 3 for Italy. Possession, 64% for the All Blacks, 36% for Italy. So the All Blacks had more possession, the All Blacks had more carries, they had more line breaks, they had more opportunities to score. Italy realistically were just trying to play to get the All Blacks to make mistakes. That's just not going to happen, is it? Because this All Blacks team is really good. 241 tackles for Italy, 118 tackles for the All Blacks. So forcing Italy to make a lot of tackles as well. Eventually that wall's going to break down, and you could see the wall just wearing down every single time the All Blacks would play through the phases. Italy just couldn't keep up. But then we'll go through some of the other stats as well. 22-meter entries, 13 entries for the All Blacks, and an average of 3.6 points scored per entry. That is very clinical from the All Blacks there. Basically, every single time they got into the 22, they were scoring more than 3 points on average, and that's really good. Very clinical from a team like the All Blacks. Only 7 entries for Italy and an average of 2 points scored. But I mean, yes, I know all the stats are saying that the All Blacks were so much better, but I really thought Italy started the game off strong. The second half, they just weren't there, and I think the All Blacks really came out in the second half wanting to prove a point of, look, you did well in the first half, but you're just not on our level. And with these really good teams like an All Blacks, like a Springboks, like France or Ireland, in the second half, they are always going to find that new gear, that different gear, that the team that's playing against them that might not be as good, they just can't get to that level. Or even if they are at that level, like we saw from Italy in the first half, they just can't maintain it. So really much better performance from Italy. I was very happy to see that Italy did show up, put out a pretty good performance for them. But at the end of the day, the All Blacks were the better team. The All Blacks got it done because they have the quality of players, they have the structures, they have some really good individuals, and at the end of the day, Italy just weren't there as much when it comes to the intensity and the speed of the game as well. Then looking at some of the attacking profile stats here, obviously 13 entries for the All Blacks, 7 for Italy, conversions, 3 22-meter conversions for the All Blacks, 2 for Italy, 11 line breaks for the All Blacks. We've done all this, 467 post-contact meters for the All Blacks. That is a big one. 232 for Italy, and I think for Italy having the amount of carries that they have, I mean they have 98, the All Blacks have 188, so the All Blacks have double the amount of carries that Italy does. Having 232 post-contact meters is not bad, and it shows the athletes Italy has. I mean, Menoncello, Marine was good when he came on, Juan Ignacio Breaks, Paolo Gorbisi, Louis Liner, Malik Faisal, all these guys are really good players. I mean, the Canone brothers, hopefully Lorenzo Canone is doing alright now, and the other one unfortunately got a red card, but these players that Italy have, they've got some really good players that can get over the advantage line, and you can see it there. 19 kicks for Italy versus 16 for the All Blacks, and the way they kick is so much different. The All Blacks kick with such a good variation where sometimes it'll be a grubber, sometimes it'll be attacking, sometimes it'll be an up and under contestable, whereas Italy more than likely are just going to go to the box kick or the up and under. They're not really going to try too many attacking style kicks, different variations. But that's what I love about the All Blacks rugby, is that they just change everything up on attack. There's different variations for how they play, the speed they play out wide, the offloads they use. Everything they do, they seem to have a different variation of everything, and they seem to mix it up a lot, which is why the All Blacks are so difficult to play against. They're never going to do the same thing exactly the same way 2 times in a row. So I really do like that about the All Blacks. And 467 post-contact meters. You're not going to win a game if you allow 467 post-contact meters against the All Blacks. Those post-contact meters can be an extra offload allowed, a few extra meters gained, which gets a quicker ruck where the defending team can't get back in time. That gives Cam Roigard an extra second of time to make a better decision. Maybe a quick earlier ball to Ruben Love to get it out wide early. We saw once the All Blacks got it out wide early, especially in that second half, Italy was like a sitting duck. I mean, those guys out there like Josh Morby, Damien McKenzie, Artie Savia in the wide channel, Wallace Atiti as well, Anton Segner, Will Jordan. These guys were just having fun out wide. So you can just see that it's those little things that really do make a difference. And those post-contact meters were creeping up the whole time. Getting the ball out wide, running on the soft shoulder of an Italian player. The All Blacks were doing all these things extremely well in the second half. So to be honest, looking at it actually right now a bit in hindsight, I thought it was a really good performance there from the All Blacks, especially in the second half. Remember, you have to remember as well, this Italy team is no pushover. This Italy team is not a bad team at all. So I would say it's a very good performance from the All Blacks, especially in the second half. Looking at some of the defensive stats here, 2 dominant tackles for Italy, 0 for the All Blacks, 241 tackles made versus 118 for the All Blacks, 37 tackles missed for Italy, 14 for the All Blacks. 37 tackles missed. That is a huge amount. That is nearly 40. And you know what happens with those tackles missed? That's post-contact meters. That's more offload opportunities. That's the All Blacks being able to keep the ball alive. And you just cannot allow that against a quality All Blacks team that's starting to play kind of based on their skill set again. I'm really starting to like that, but you can't allow that. But of course, you can't just say you can't allow that, because the All Blacks forced it with footwork, good fends as well, keeping the ball in 2 hands, keeping the defender honest the whole time. So you can see that the All Blacks are doing all these little things very well, which is making the post-contact meters really easy for them to get, which is making Italy miss a lot of tackles as well, which is playing to the All Blacks' strengths, where once they get the front foot ball, they become almost unstoppable at times. So the All Blacks did do very well to manipulate Italy so that they could get those post-contact meters, and that Italy could miss those tackles as well, which opened up a lot of opportunities for the All Blacks. And of course, tackle turnovers, 2 tackle turnovers for the All Blacks, 2 for Italy as well. Tackle offloads allowed, 17 offloads allowed for Italy, 9 for the All Blacks, which shows Italy have the skill set. They can do these type of things. They just didn't get the ball enough. They kicked the ball away too many times. They did not have enough possession. And you can't win the game if you don't have the ball. That's just something I've realized. We'll look at some of the best players from the game, some of the key stats for the players. Will Jordan with 15 points, a hat-trick of tries, so 3 tries for him. What a performance from Will Jordan. This guy it's like a hot knife through butter every single time he plays. He's always on it. He's always there ready to play, and he's always having a brilliant performance. This guy has to be one of the best players in the world. And I think right now, if he carries on with this trajectory, will be nominated for World Player of the Year. And it should be him against Louis Bilberry and a Stuart McCloskey as well, because this guy is absolutely incredible. 18 carries for Wallace Atiti. Very good to see him back in the starting lineup. You can just see the quality this guy possesses, the offload ability, the physicality. He is one of, if not one of the best loose forwards in the world. 30 tackles completed for Ross Vincent. I will say Ross Vincent was all over the park today for Italy. You can see he was stumbling around there at the end. He is going to be feeling it tomorrow, but still a very good game for a guy like Ross Vincent, who I thought played with a lot of intensity for Italy. 4 line breaks for Josh Morby, and he only played in the second half. What a performance from Josh Morby. He looked so comfortable there, and it's so funny for me because he just looks like a guy that he doesn't look like he's going to be the best rugby player either. He honestly doesn't look like he's going to be the best rugby player, but then he just comes onto the field, slices through the opposition team, and makes it look so easy. So he's definitely one to watch. I think the coaches like what they see from him. He's one of those guys, he just gets on with it, and I think the All Blacks need more players like that. So he was very good in my opinion. Wanted to see him score a few tries today, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But still, a very good performance from Josh Morby. 2 turnovers won by Will Jordan. 5 defenders beaten by Damian McKenzie. And I mean, you can just see Damian McKenzie and Will Jordan and Josh Morby at the back 3. When those 3 were together on the field, it looked really good. The speed was incredible. But also, it has to be said that there are other guys as well, like Afei Fanianganofo, Leroy Carter. But Damian McKenzie at fullback alongside Will Jordan, that's like having 2 fullbacks, and they're building a really good 15-14 combination. I didn't even know that was a thing until these 2 started doing it right now, where Will Jordan works so well off his wing. He scored a few tries on the left wing as well, but this guy's a right winger. He works so well off his wing. He comes into the line like a fullback. That gives Damian McKenzie the opportunity as well to step into first receiver or step into second receiver or hold the blind side honest while Will Jordan's working around the corner. So some really good variation on attack from the All Blacks as well. And of course, 82 successful passes by Cam Roygaard. Some really good individual performances there from the All Blacks. Italy did pitch up in the first half, a much better performance from them. They definitely made it a good game, a better game than I thought it was going to be. Just not the full package performance, not an 80-minute performance. But that being said, a pretty good performance from Italy, a much better second half performance from the All Blacks. But international rugby in the first half is always going to be close anyway. So for me, the man of the match was Will Jordan. On Italian side, there were some good players as well, but it has to be Will Jordan for me. A hat-trick of tries, he was everywhere as well. Some really good performances, but the player ratings will be coming out later today, so stay tuned for that one. Thank you so much for all the support. Let me know which players really impressed you the most from this game. Let me know what you saw. If you agree with anything, if you disagree with anything, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.